Megan Ilio was 28 years old. She met Lauren at Hunter College when they shared an apartment as roommates.
Esas chicas eran inseparables. Cuando no estaban juntas en clase, se iban juntas al cine o se iban de compras.
Lauren met Jerry during their second semester of freshman year, and the three of them hit it off.
Jerry became third wheel to Lauren and Meg until Meg kinda changed places with him. But don't get me wrong, that's just life. They were still besties. And honestly, we had kind of adopted Meg into the Walsh clan too. We did karaoke every week, and that's a sacred bond. Meg's got a good head on her shoulders.
Police found her prints all over the house, confirming that she had been in the home that night.
Neighbors didn't see her leave, and they didn't see her car go either. But it was sure as hell gone when officers arrived at 11:45 the next morning.
What happened to Megan? If she was with the couple that night, what happened to her car?
911, what's your emergency?
I would like to report a kidnapping. There was a man. He got away. He needs medical attention.
Lauren placed the 911 call around 9 p.m. But police didn't arrive until almost noon the next day. Why did it take officers almost 15 hours to arrive at the house?
This could all and should all have been avoided. According to phone records, Lauren called 911 with plenty of time to prevent catastrophe. 2 officers were dispatched, in fact. And what's more, the house was only 10 minutes up the road from the police station. But we'd later come to find out that the 2 officers dispatched never made it there.
The next day, a hiker and her dog were walking along a path parallel to the highway when the dog broke free from its leash and ran ahead. The hiker chased after the dog, and as she came over a hill, found an empty police car and the police radio removed from the dashboard. When detectives arrived, they discovered the radio about 100 feet away from the car, and as they searched for evidence, one of the officers opened the trunk to a grisly sight.
One of the dispatched officers was folded up in the trunk. His scalp was bleeding, but he was still warm. Emergency crews were called to the scene, but by the time they arrived, he unfortunately expired. There were a few faint signs of breath, but he hadn't been able to tell us what happened before he passed. The second officer's fingerprints were in the car, but he was nowhere to be found.
Could this attacker have been a rogue police officer? Or was the second officer kidnapped by the perpetrator? Police were beginning to have more questions than answers. We'll dig deeper on part 4 of Horror in Hamelin on Forensics.